meme while being in the bathroom just now. And it's some sort of like hater pipeline, I think, but it must have made it to Instagram, like normie Instagram, and I found it so funny.
Someone said,
"Hey, love, I saw this like a week ago, and I fucking died."
Yeah, this is probably the funniest meme I've ever seen.
I didn't want to share it for you.
Yeah.
It went mainstream.
where? You know what? I'm going to say, you guys are like, oh, Ethan needs to disclose that the feet, let's defend Hassan. His feet are not that big. The minute that this meme, everybody's laughing about how terrible I look, it's like, oh,
it's not about terrible.
No.
That's my favorite clip. That's my favorite clip. It's the best. It's just the best. It's amazing. I feel like it sums up this whole entire crash out. Hello, my name is Liz Ashley and welcome to my channel. Today, if you haven't guessed, we're going to be talking about Ethan and his extended crash out and his tirade on his stories, since he wants to act surprised when people bring that up.
You claim I'm obsessed with you. That's part of the narrative, right?
I mean, that's not just me claiming that, Ethan. I think at this point, a lot of people see it, right? On your Instagram stories, not including clips, since January 31st, 2025, you have mentioned me 110 times.
What? Based on what? I don't believe that.
On your Instagram story
hold on.
post.
From what period?
Since
From what period of time?
January 31st.
Hold on. So you're saying I storied about you 100 times this year?
110.
That's an absolute lie.
110
Show me the evidence of that.
Times.
Show me your evidence.
1.2 posts per day about me, 9 stories per week.
The amount that I have screenshotted is 35, and that's from like the past week, 2 weeks. And that's not even all of it. That's just that's just some of the screenshots that I ended up screenshotting. There were more. So, you know, I think it's really funny that he wants to act surprised when people bring up the amount of stories that he does. But hey. So there have been more people added to his crash outs. And when I went out of town, I mentioned I went out of town. When I went out of town, I came back. When I was on my way back home, there was another storm in St. Louis. And so they thought that they could beat the storm, but they didn't. So they routed us to Indianapolis instead. And I had to stay the night at the Indianapolis airport. And it was an interesting experience. But you know, what made it actually okay was I got to witness Ethan's crash out in real time. Now, again, I was there overnight. He was posting almost all night. I think one of the last posts he did was at 3 or 4 a.m. And I remember looking at my phone, and I get it. That was Central Time. He's in Pacific Time, so I'm sure, it was a little bit different, but that's still late at night. And so I'm like, dude, you were crashing out in the middle of the night, in the wee hours of the night. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Do you not have things that you do? Do you not have obligations? I feel like I wouldn't have time to say, I barely have time to post a story about myself that I want to post, let alone post 40 stories about other people. And something I want to mention that I haven't talked about, but it's along the lines with Ethan, is that Denims was actually threatening a lawsuit. So she sent him a letter to retract what he said about CPS, about her being, a proponent of it, or her, telling people to call, not telling people to call, but encouraging, or whatever. He retracted it in a smart ass way. But I personally think it was a retraction. And she was watching this clip of him. She's saying that I said that she called CPS. I never said that. You'd be dumb to think I said that. And then there's a clip of him saying it, essentially.
I want to address something from Denim's correction demand in her letter. The letter claims I falsely stated that Denims herself filed the preceding CPS report. Bro, you are so smug. She did CPS, remember that? Okay. Or that Denims caused others to do so. If Adam McIntyre was saying, like, doing what she did, being like, oh, let's call CPS, he's an abuser, he neglects his children, like, we need to call CPS, et cetera, I would be mad at you. The letter also states on March 11th, I acknowledged Denims had denounced herself or anyone in her community making contact with CPS. Let me be clear. I have never claimed that Denims called CPS.
Let me be clear. I have never claimed that Denims called CPS.
Oh, you are so smug. She did CPS. Remember that?
She did CPS. Remember that?
Okay. I have never implied that Denims called CPS. Bro, you are so smug. She did CPS. Remember that? Okay. If my statements were interpreted as stating this, I want to correct the record and make it clear that I do not believe that Denims called CPS. Obviously, moronic, idiotic, stupid.
Obviously, moronic, stupid, idiotic.
I also addressed the point in the letter that I claimed Denim caused others to call CPS. I did not state, and I do not believe Denims made a direct call to action to her audience to contact CPS. Obviously, right?
Yeah, I just think that's interesting, and I just wanted to bring that up because he is continuing to use CPS against other people who have even less to do with any of this. I think him using CPS as like a crutch is like a way to go after people where if he really was worried about his kids and his kids being traumatized, which I do think that is a traumatizing experience. I do think kids being in that situation is a traumatizing experience. I do think, it is something that potentially could stay with them. I do think that. So I think using that as a way to go after everyone else is really gross. And I just wanted to bring that out there because he's blaming everyone. He is blaming everyone, even though he's admitted he doesn't know who did it.
You claim your community has nothing to do with the harassment. Yet you said in the same breath that your chat linked you to H3 Snark, the subreddit primarily responsible for coordinating that harassment, and you pulled it up on your stream.
Do you have evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say
like
that?
Random anonymous Redditors?
Did I say that?
Wait, what's the...
I said they're primarily responsible for harassing me.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So, I don't know. Did I claim they did?
And yet he's still blaming everyone. He had to somewhat halfway retract. And he's still blaming everyone for it. And I just don't understand how his fans don't see what he's doing. How do you not see him say he doesn't know who did it, but then go after everyone for doing it? Or I don't understand how you could keep watching this man and still think he's good faith. So the person that he's been really like focusing on, or he really was focusing on, like when I was in the airport, was Anissa. Now Anissa is iDubbbz's wife. Something I also don't think people acknowledge is like he is very misogynistic all the time. People just don't seem to like care. He's been very misogynistic to Anissa. And one of the things that like he started like, he's trying to do this whole narrative of like she's controlling him, and that if she wouldn't have told him to do this content cop, then iDubbbz would have never done it. And she was like, if I was the one behind this, I wouldn't have been as nice. Which that would be my one thing about the content cop, is that yeah, it was too nice. I think people who are still being nice to this man are sorely mistaken. I think they're sorely mistaken of who they are dealing with. And I think they don't understand how bad faith and manipulative he is. So he's basically like saying like she's controlling him. The other thing that he said was that I guess iDubbbz, like that he lost his virginity to her, and that he's only dated her, and which apparently no, he has dated other people, because there was a whole clip about Anissa talking about him dating other people or dating this one girl and he didn't pay.
She said that he took her to Cheesecake Factory and he didn't pay, which I totally believe.
When I saw that in his stories, I was like, because that was the same day he did like the petite feet thing with Hassan. And like apparently that was photoshopped. I didn't know. I don't know. But I remember seeing those things and I remember being like, wow, like he's really gone off the deep end. And he like put iDubbbz's face as like the 40-year-old virgin, and like you're obsessed, and you can't admit that you were wrong. And you can't admit that you have any fault in this. And so you're just going after people in the most maniacal of ways. Just like stupid ways, but then also just like really just like disgusting ways. But the reason that he's going so low, I think, is because he doesn't have a good response to the actual criticisms. Something I also wanted to talk about is the person he's been like, he set his eye on now is Taylor Lorenz. Now, I love Taylor Lorenz, okay? I think she's great. I have a little crush on her. She's beautiful. Here we are. No, I love Taylor Lorenz. I think she's wonderful, and I think she's an amazing journalist, and she always speaks the truth, which I love. The only criticism I have of her is I think she was being a little bit too nice to Ethan in this situation as well. I don't think she should have given the benefit of doubt. I don't think she should have ever apologized to him, but we'll get into that. Basically, like, I guess Taylor Lorenz has some not snark, but like a finsta or a whatever. I don't have those. I don't know. I don't know if it was like a finsta or a fake Twitter or what have you. It was a fake account. Okay, so this is what she said. He needs to log off. Every influencer has a snark page. And if he wants it taken down, he needs to go through the legal channels and not publicly bait them. Normally, I would have sympathy, but Ethan has spent the past year absolutely terrorizing and stalking anyone, even obsessed with Hassan, while spouting Zion propaganda. He needs to log off for a long time and get his head straight and clean up his house so his kids aren't crawling around in dog feces. He's mad at the last part where she says you should clean up your house so your kids are not crawling around in dog feces. Now, apparently someone told her that wasn't real, which I think we should remind everyone. Ethan said this on his own accord, on his own podcast. No one created this rumor. No one made up this rumor. It wasn't like someone just woke up and like, I'm gonna make a rumor. That's not what happened. Ethan made a whole freaking podcast, like talked about it online. He was the one who said all this. And now he wants to come out and be like, I can't believe she said that. Do you condemn CPS? Do you condemn CPS? And it's like, bro, you said it. You started this rumor. You started this. And now you want to be like, oh no, that's not real. Everyone's coming for me. Like, bro, you were talking about everyone. You were talking about everyone in their families. There was a Redditor that he went after and showed just a regular, normal human being, not online, not anything, just commented something he didn't like. And so he blasted them on his podcast, and his fans started going after that guy's mom and sister. Like, truly insane.
You also tried to sue anonymous Redditors to dox them,
what?
which you
When did I try to
stated
sue? Whoa.
You wanted to dox them their families.
What?
You
This is on
sent
your
frivolous lawsuits.
Apparently after that, she apologized, and she said that she would help them with Reddit. But then Reddit said that they couldn't help because Ethan's snark page is just as bad, and he has also harassed people and called for harassment and stuff like that. And so Reddit was like, we're not going to take it down because Ethan is doing the same thing. And we would also need to take down all those as well. And Taylor Lorenz came out and said it. She said, well, Reddit said that they weren't going to help you because you're doing the same thing. And so this whole like thing against snark and Reddit is really ridiculous because Ethan's community also contributes to that, okay? And so it's like, you coming after people because you don't like what they're saying about you, you're doing the same thing that you want Reddit to crack down on for everybody else, but not for you.
Entire subreddit is a hate subreddit against me, which is fine. You want to do that, you can do that. That's precisely the reason why Reddit literally got back to you when you cried to them about the snark channels and said, what are you talking about? You basically have a harassment channel on Reddit. How are you complaining about this?
Taylor Lorenz, of course, is like, she posted a couple stories about this, and she said, someone tell Ethan that he and his wife can stop begging for my help with their Reddit situation. If he's going to post rants like this, I've been nothing but respectful to Ethan during his entire meltdown and went out of my way to help him and Hila barely a month ago after they asked me. And so apparently there's some text with Hila, and she reached out to Hila when Ethan started going on this thing, and she was trying to make the peace. She's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not a part of this. And then I think it was Hila who was texted back and was like, well, did you write this comment? I swear to God, like the entitlement that they have, that they think that they can just question everyone and just be like, well, did you write this on this day 2 years ago? Or did you write this on this day a month ago? You are so obsessed with anyone having any criticism of you. First of all, how old are you? Like, y'all are adults with children and you're acting like you're in high school, number one. Number two, again, do you not have obligations? Do you not, do you not have responsibilities? And when I saw that, I was like, she is asking you to stop harassing her. And you think that because she made one comment that you and your community have the right to harass her, have the right to sit here and make all these stories about her, tagging her, all these things. You think you have that right because she made one comment criticizing you. You don't have that right. You don't have the right to harass and stalk people because they criticize you. You don't. And you can't bring up a comment or whatever and be like, oh, well, did you say this? It doesn't matter. Apparently they were going after her sponsors. And as a political commentator, I'm sure it's already very difficult to get the sponsors that she does get. It's so malicious and it's so ridiculous and they're acting like children. I think the clip in the beginning really shows that because it's like, it's just a joke. They're just making a joke, man. It has nothing to do with anything. They're just saying, hey, it looks like you would hide a zombie bite. Like literally so minute. So not anything at all. And he flies off the handle and then brings up Hassan and then now wants to be like, oh, I'm joking. You were not joking. You were not joking.
Your Honor, I was being silly. What was he being silly about?
Let's just...
Like, Olivia is like babying him like he's a baby.
Oh, is this about the zombie bite clip? That was really funny, dude. He was so mad about that. He was so mad. It's cute that he's trying to rewrite him being ass mad about that clip and be like, it's called being silly and making a comedy show. Dog, we saw that shit. This was really
funny meme while being in the bathroom just now. And it's some sort of like hater pipeline, I think, but it must have made it to Instagram, like normie Instagram, and I found it so funny.
Someone said,
hey, love, I saw this like a week ago and I fucking died.
Yeah, this is probably the funniest meme I've ever seen.
I didn't want to share it for
It went mainstream.
Where?
I just thought it was so goofy.
It was on Twitter, it was on Instagram, meme pages were reposting it.
Someone said he looks
Really?
like he's hiding the zombie bite from the group.
That's true. I see it.
You're like concerned.
I don't know why my face looks so like this. I think someone must have edited
Yeah,
this.
Your Honor, I was being silly and making a comedy show.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it just
No,
fully...
bro, stop.
No,
Look
the saturation
There's like
is turned
weird
up.
age and saturation stuff.
I don't think it's aged. I think it's just slightly saturized.
No, that ain't normal. Somebody definitely.
No, it's only saturation or...
You know what? I'm gonna say. You guys are like, oh, Ethan needs to disclose that the feed. Let's defend Hassan.
Your Honor, I was being silly and making a comedy show. That's why I was in a fit about Hassan.
You know what? I'm gonna say. You guys are like, oh, Ethan needs to disclose that the feed. Let's defend Hassan. His feet are not that big. The minute that this meme, everybody's laughing about how terrible I look. It's like, oh,
It's not about terrible.
No,
It's the look on your face.
That is not original, bro. You can tell on the edges. It's not.
What?
It's not.
Okay.
It's
I don't
edited,
think
bro.
okay.
Maybe.
You know,
Something I want to make note of, and something that I want people who maybe are watching this and get mad at me and or whatever, want to go in my comments to defend Ethan. Something I want to acknowledge is while he is posting all about, when he's posting all about this, when he's going on his tirade against Taylor Lorenz and Hassan, this is what both of them are posting. This is what they are posting. Ethan is posting about his personal grievances with everyone on the internet, while Taylor Lorenz and Hassan are posting about what's happening in Gaza right now. So I just want to make that very clear, the stark difference of what these people are talking about. The stark difference of what Taylor Lorenz thinks is important and what Ethan thinks is important. And I'll end it with that. I'll end it with that peace of mind that I think people who are still following Ethan should keep in mind and pay attention to. So yeah, that's my that's my thought on all of this. That's my thoughts. So tell me what you think below. This is just so crazy. It's gotten very out of hand. That's the video. Please like and subscribe and all the things. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.